Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well. On this Friday afternoon, the Vancouver Canucks have made a trade with the Chicago Blackhawks acquiring forward Lukas Reichel, the German forward, speedy forward. They acquire him from the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for a fourth-round pick in the 2027, not the 2026, but the 2027 entry draft. And this actually fourth-round pick we got from Chicago when we traded Sam Lafferty and Ilya Mikheyev to them back in 2024. It was an off-season trade, June 2024, where we sent Sam Lafferty and Ilya Mikheyev, basically a salary cap dump, to Chicago, and we got back this fourth-round draft pick for 2027, which is now going back to the Blackhawks in exchange for Lukas Reichel. So what do we have in Lukas Reichel? Well, we start off with Patrik Allvin's comments. The GM said this: Lukas is an exciting young player and someone we feel can help improve our forward group. He's a talented playmaker who can create scoring opportunities with his offensive ability. We like the way he moves on the ice and his overall work ethic, and feel our coaching staff can help him become a better and more consistent hockey player. Yeah, Reichel is only 23 years old. He was drafted back in 2020. I remember this. He was drafted in the first round, and he was drafted 17th overall. So a mid-first round pick, and he's appeared in 5 games this season with the Chicago Blackhawks. 4 points in those 5 games, so that's a pretty good points per game, even though 3 of them came in one game, a big 8-3 win over the St. Louis Blues. But yes, he does have 4 points in 5 games. He's 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, so he's not the biggest guy in the world. In fact, I think it was, there's a video going around where after he was drafted, they asked him who he compares himself to or who he emulates on the ice. And he actually said Canucks centerman Elias Pettersson. So whether that's a good thing, hopefully that is. Whether that's a bad thing, I don't think it is. But yes, he patterns himself after Elias Pettersson. Kind of got the same frame, right? 6 feet, 170. Although I'm not sure if Reichel put on 6 kilos over the offseason. And 174 games in his career over the 5 seasons since getting drafted, all with the Chicago Blackhawks. And not bad, 58 points in those 174 games. So just a bit better than a point every 3 games. His best season, I'm just looking at right now. So in his rookie season, he had 1 point in 11. And then his second season, he had 15 and 23, which is pretty good. Third season, 16 and 65. Last season, 22 and 70. And then this season, like I said, 4 points in 5 games. 58 in 174, basically a point every 3 games. So we know why the Canucks made the trade. They're decimated by injuries up front, and they simply, as I mentioned in my live stream last night, they certainly don't look dangerous on the offensive end. They don't look menacing. They don't look as a threat. They don't have a lot of speed. So Lukas Reichel can obviously change that a lot. He's mostly an offensive player, and the Canucks obviously need that right now. I say he's an offensive player. I'm looking at some of his plus. Remember, this is a bad Chicago team, but 2 seasons ago he was a minus 29, and then last season he was a minus 16. So maybe we won't look at the plus minus. We'll look more at his point totals, especially this season. In all seriousness, though, he's not a centerman by trade. He's a left winger. He shoots left, a left winger. It'd be interesting to see if the Canucks try him at center. Patrik Allvin's talking about half an hour from now, so unfortunately I have a busy work day, so I have to sneak this video in now. So whether you try him at center or you simply use his speed and his offensive ability, simply he beefs up the quality of the wingers overall. Now you could say, well, we already have at least 3 top 6 wingers in Besser, DeBrusk, and Garland. Maybe Lukas Reichel becomes the other top 6 winger, and then it bumps Evander Kane down to a 3rd line. So that's one thing I could see. Now you could have some sort of, without Hito though, it's still weak down the middle. Obviously, you have Petey, Sasson, and you had Amon playing there, and then of course. Who am I missing? Oh, Ratu, yeah. And that's with Teddy Blueger being out. So even with Blueger being out, even if there's an opportunity at center, I'm not sure if Reichel is going to play center. I don't know if he can play center, but I do know that he's fast, and the Canucks are missing a lot of speed down the wing. Like Kane, not the fastest. DeBrusk, not the fastest. Besser's not the fastest. Garland's even not the fastest, even though he works really hard. So a true game-breaking speed we don't have on the wings. We don't have down the middle either, but maybe Reichel can add to that. And especially when a couple of the guys that are out right now in Höglander and especially Hito, those were among two of our fastest skaters, right? So you really feel the lack of speed up front. So let's see where he plays. He might even play as early as tomorrow night against Montreal would be cool. My guess is he plays left wing and he bumps, Vander King down the third line. And then you have DeBrusk and Reichel as your top 6 left wingers. And you have Besser and Garland as your top 6 right wingers. And then Pettersson, of course, centering the first line and then next man up kind of thing. It was Max Sasson last night. And he played okay. He scored our only goal. So maybe he is your second line center for now, unless they try Reichel there. But I'm not convinced that that is the right move. But I could be proven wrong. Finally, along with this trade with Reichel, one thing to note is he was one of the first. You know how every Olympic team named their first 6 guys, kind of a way to whet the appetite of hockey fans and basically honor these guys. And Quinn Hughes was obviously one of the first 6 for the U.S. Lukas Reichel was one of the first 6 with Germany, so that's pretty cool. Along with some really good players: Draisaitl, Nico Sturm, Tim Stützle, Moritz Seider, and Philipp Grubauer. Again, Reichel was one of the 6 players selected for Germany's preliminary roster for next year's Italy Winter Olympics. So there we go, Canucks fans. They do make a trade, not the trade for the 2C that many people are hoping and clamoring for. We know that the price for a 2C is going to be very expensive. No one is going to just simply help the Canucks out. Rather, they're probably going to throw them an anchor as opposed to a life preserver, as Elliot Friedman liked to say. But when you can get a player of Lukas Reichel's potential for only a 4th round pick, I'd say that's a good move for the Vancouver Canucks. Remember, the 4th round pick that was originally obtained for Sam Lafferty and Ilya Mikheyev a year and a half ago. So Canucks fans, let me know what you think about this trade. Let me know in the comments below. I'm not doing a live stream tonight, so I won't be able to talk about it with you live. So put in the comments below, what do you think of this trade? Lukas Reichel for a 4th round pick in the 2027 NHL Entry Draft. And from Reichel's standpoint, there's a lot of potential in that Chicago team, right? A lot of good young players, obviously led by Bedard and Nazar. But do you come to a team that maybe has a better chance of making the playoffs, or at least on paper should have a better chance of making the playoffs? We'll see. Hopefully see him tomorrow night in the lineup. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. Thanks to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol let's try that again. Legendary Lucas Gates. I'm so excited. Legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Brian Blinky-Choi, legendary Swerven Irvin, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support, and thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a donation. But most importantly, your thoughts on this trade. Lukas Reichel for 2027 4th round draft pick. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.